Hello, gentlemen traders and investors. Thank you so much for helping our project. All forms of help can be found in the description of this video. Dear viewer, we kindly ask you to like it in advance. Your like is essential to spread the channel Guru.Markets. Now let's compare the company's current fundamental indicators. Fitell Corp, ticker FTEL. This review was made using information as of September 19, 2024. According to classification Guru.Markets company Fitell Corporation belongs to the subcategory Fitness. 23 organizations take part in the comparison. This is quite representative. Let's start with summary information about the company. If you want, you can pause the video. You can study each parameter of the company under study more carefully. Access to the database with the ticker structure is free and free. We kindly ask you to share this video on your social network. Thank you very much for your repost and various other support. All this really helps the work. Market capitalization of the company Fitell Corporation is $0.18 billion. With a market capitalization of the subcategory of $50 billion. Fitell Corp accounts for a share of 0.37%. It is one of the very small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $0.01 billion. The subcategory's balance sheet capitalization is $14 billion. Fitell Corp accounts for a share of 0.074%. Having compared the shares of stock exchange and book value, we see the following. Share Fitell Corp in the subcategory when assessing market capitalization is 0.37%. The book value is 0.074%. This is 80% less than the share of market value. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance sheet capitalization in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The analyzed company's debt obligations amount to $0.001 billion. Debt to book value is 10% of equity. Rating for the company's debt level, very good, 2 points. The balance of the company's market value to its profit corresponds to 0. With an average in the subcategory of 58.9, which is worse than the average in the subcategory. An assessment of the company's stock price to earnings performance in comparison with the subcategory. Very bad, -2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was -$4 million. Future earnings for the next 12 months are unknown. And that's bad for the company's price. Assessment of projected future profit indicators in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The company's price to revenue ratio is 47.8. The average in the subcategory is 1.2, and this is 3,883% higher than the average in the subcategory. Assessment of the market value to its revenue in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $0 million. Future revenue for the next 12 months is unknown, which is extremely negative for the company's price. Assess projected future sales performance against subcategory performance. Bad, -1 point. If you're interested in this analytics, in this case, please subscribe to our analytics and click on the bell. It's free for you. You will greatly help spread the project Guru.Markets. Thank you for your important subscription. The sales margin is -108.5%, with an average for the subcategory of 2%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 110.4%. Assessment of sales profitability in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The company's share by number of employees in the subcategory is 0.009%. This is 4,011% less than the share of market capitalization. This fact shows the discrepancy between the current exchange value of the company Fitell Corp, most likely towards revaluation. The amount of market capital for each employee of the organization is equal to $13,207,000, whereas in the subcategory there are $306,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 4,216%. Estimation of the amount of market capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit per company employee is minus $300,000. The average in the subcategory is $5,200. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 5,675%. Estimation of profit per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The share of revenue per company employee is $271,000. In the subcategory, $265,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 2%. Estimation of the share of revenue per individual employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The volume of sales transactions corresponds to 34.7%, with an average for the subcategory of 8.8%. This is an indicator of the risk of a short squeeze. Indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 51% for the company Fitell Corp. Whereas in the subcategory the RSI level, 14, is 51%. Potentially, securities of the subcategory are valued in the same way as shares Fitell Corporation. Comparing the dynamics of the company's share price Fitell Corp and subcategory companies. We can see that over the last 12 months, the company's shares Fitell Corporation showed a change of 539.6%. Against price changes in the subcategory, 14.7%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but it is necessary to keep this fact in mind. Before announcing the total score, please leave your assessment of the company's shares Fitell Corp in the comment below. Your comments greatly help spread the channel. Guru.Markets. The overall result is as follows: minus 5.5 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 2 points. If you look very broadly within the market as a whole, we will see the average result for the market in the aggregate is 0.3 points. Against a score of minus 5.5 points for the company Fitell Corporation. Let's look at the table of orders that is available to you. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains absolutely all publicly made decisions by the information and reference system for stock valuation Guru.Markets. Access to the order table is free and open. Link in pinned comment. Let us remind you that earlier September 17, 2024, an order was published, ticker FTEL. Information Assessment System Guru.Markets. The following decision was made on this order. Close the deal. The profit was 19.4%. Thank you all so much for watching this video and using the help desk. Guru System.GURU.Markets. You really are the coolest audience.